Hey guys, this is my family resource management project for FAS 331. And so part of this project is I'm picking three goals that I'm setting to focus on, and then we're going to talk about how the theories can apply, the knowledge, skills, and resources, the decisions and goal setting, and then life, family, social structures, and external influences. And so. Um, there's my three goals that I put is happily married to my wife. And 20, this is a 20-year outlook. Happily married to my wife. I want to be a good father and I want to own my own business. Those are three of my goals. And I'm going to be talking about um, how those apply in the different parts of goal setting that I need to understand to accomplish said goals. So the first section is knowledge, skills, and resources. And so um, of course, some of the skills that I'm going to need to learn how to manage my resources well, specifically like financially. If I want to be a good, me and my wife want a larger family. We want four kids, and we're going to have to manage our resources well, especially in like today's economy, right? And if I want that paired with opening up my own business, like I have to have some resources on hand to be able to do that. And I have to have resources to provide for my family. And so I need to really learn how to manage resources well, and understand the needs of everybody in my family. And the theory that I'm putting with this is conflict theory, because I think that conflict, and when we talk about these things, these um, resources that everybody needs, we need to discuss them. We need to, for lack of a better word, fight about them so that everybody's voice is heard and understood, and we can know what exactly is necessary and what is wanted per se. And so, um, opening up my own business, and to get there, I want to own a counseling firm because that's what I enjoy, what I believe I'm going to enjoy doing, and so I need a master's degree to do that, and so I need to be able to pay for school also, and I need to that's a skill, that I need, and that's knowledge and a skill that I need to get a master's degree. I haven't decided between social work or counseling yet, or marriage and family. But that's an important thing. And then the last thing is I need to learn about business. The last skill is learn about business management. Um, and learning, learning about that. And so, within all of this is I need to, um, these things over with my wife. We need to go back and forth and have honest discussions, conflict, if you will, um, about what is the best way to move forward. And so I think conflict theory plays a huge part in this, especially when it comes to resources, and how I'm going to accomplish these goals. And so being willing and able to have conflicts is, I think, very applicable to this. Next section is decisions and goal setting. And so some decisions that we're going to have to make and that we've already been thinking about is when to have kids, where to go to grad school, and then um, and each of these decisions go to specifically to one of my goals. So when to have kids, of course, goes to being a good father. Depending on when we have kids, can play a huge part in my ability to provide for them. And then where to go to grad school. That's a big decision. And it's going to really impact how well people how people really trust me or whether they don't trust me, as a therapist based off of my credentials. And so that's a big deal, but I also have to manage those resources as well. Um, and then the last thing is intentional decisions to keep up investment with my wife. And this comes to social exchange theory. Um, and really, like, this also has to do with being a good dad. Is I'm investing in these relationships with my family so that we stick together and, love together. And that's my biggest goal in life is to have a family, and I know it's the nuclear family, right? A nuclear family. Um, but I need to have intentional decisions um, to keep up that investment so that we will stick together. And that's on both ends. That's on every end, really. We need to keep investing in our kids when we have them. And then I need to keep investing in my relationship with my wife, and she keeps investing in her relationship with me. And so I think that's a big part of having a family is that exchange of investing in each other resources that you have. And owning a business will help me with that. Okay, and then the last section is life, family, social structures, and external influences. And so, of course, I mean, my goal is to be married and have 4 kids, and with that, I really want to apply attachment theory because I want to be able to provide my own children a secure attachment. I want them to be confident and know that they have the ability to make mistakes and fall back on us as parents. And we both hope that, right? And we've had that conversation. And really, and understanding each other's attachment has been super helpful as we had an interview. We did an interview for one of the other paradigm projects about that, and we got to have a great conversation about that. And so that's going to be our family structure. And then some external influences that could make said things difficult. I mean, so speaking from my own experiences, I have a little brother that has autism, right? And I struggled some in some parts of my life to think that I really mattered to my parents because they had to spend so much time with him that it took the resource of time away from me, and so um they invested less time in me because they had to invest more time in him because I mean, originally they didn't know what was going on, right? And so and and so really that's an external influence. Nobody really controls that. And so, what if one of our kids is born with some sort of disability, and that requires us to invest more time in them versus one of our other children? And that's an external influence that could impact them. Or what if me or my wife, I mean, hopefully not, gets sick or of some sort, and we have to deal with that. Then there's even less time to go around for each individual child. And that can be hard, especially if I want to open up my own business. But I believe that as we're trying our hardest, we'll be all right. And as long as our kids see that we're investing in them and we help them know that they can make mistakes and fall back, and we are consistent in being there for them and reacting well to when they make mistakes, I believe that they will feel a lot more secure in their attachment to us. Um, so, just to kind of reflect, I mean, the goal setting process is always good. It's always good to look in the future. Saying that, I also have set so many goals in the past that have totally fallen apart, right? Um, and so I think plan making, just like, oh, I'm forgetting the author right now, but what we just learned in the resource module about how um, they need to be changing, how the budget needs to be changing, our goals need to be changing and adapting to our needs. It has to evolve, I think is the actual quote. Our financial plan needs to evolve, our resource plan needs to evolve. And so our plans will always be doing that. And having that vision of what you want is always super helpful. And applying these theories in this way is helping us, I think, specifically with our families, know what we want to achieve with our families and how we can do that, how we can be there with the family that we want. Um, and we get to ultimately choose what that family is. So, anyways, those are just some thoughts I had for this project. Thanks.